Alright guys, we're back down in the fish room getting ready for next season, and we kind of started a series the other day of you guys are going through my boxes with me, so we're going to continue that theme. So today I pulled jerkbait boxes and my round and football head jigs, and then my chatterbait, flip and jig, and swim jig box. You can tell I do a lot of that. Pretty good sized box. So we'll get over to the bench and we'll get at it. So not too long ago I had a bigger box, an old Plano box, and it was really getting rusty in there. You can see on some of these old school Rogues, some of them have the Excalibur hooks on them, and if you see there, they've gotten rusty over the years. I've probably had these for, I'd have to guess at least 30 years, 25 years, 30 years. God, I'm getting old. Anyhow, needed to get those out of there. I still throw these a little bit. I haven't for a while, some of them. So I got some Gamakatsu G Finesse hooks, and I'm going to replace all the hooks on these. So we got 5 Rogues here that need to be worked on a little bit. So we'll set those over to the side. And then before we get into the box, I just bought some of the Stunna, new Berkley Stunna jerk baits. These things look fantastic. I can't wait to get these on the water this spring and give them a try. I actually got these as a Christmas present for some of the guys that work for me. So these will be going in a box as well. So we'll set those over to the side. This one's gonna be a little cleaner than some of my other boxes because, like I said, I just kind of went through this about a month or so ago just to kind of consolidate down into a box. And since I got the Stunnas for Christmas and I decided I'm gonna clean up those Rogues, I bought a new Flambeau box that I'll be putting these all in. And you can see this in my Tackle Warehouse unboxing video. Anyhow, let's open this up and take a look and see what we got. So I've got a kind of a mix of jerk baits in here. I've got a few Livingston jerk baits in here. I had a friend at one time was sponsored by Livingston, and he gave me a few of these to try. So I've got a few of these in here. Definitely fish catchers. I like them, so those are gonna stay in the box. Some pretty bright colors on that. So a few Livingstons in here, and then you can see a couple of the Rapala Shadow Wraps. So, and these are the deep. I fish quite a few clear lakes for smallmouth, and I like the deeper jerk baits for that. So a few Shadow Wraps in there, a few Livingstons. You'll see a lot of different of the Shadow Wraps. I like the different sinking and rising and that type of stuff, playing around with those. These are all the shallow runners. Here's a Strike Pro in here. I just like that color. That's probably one that caught me again. Not sure I use that one too much just because I fish a lot of super clear water. So most of the stuff I fish is more the ghosty type translucent stuff, and that's why I'm so excited to try like this Stunna in the Stone Cold color. So anyhow, back to the box. A couple of Realis jerk baits in here, and again some more Rapala jerk baits. This Realis is kind of a neat story. Last year or 2 years ago, they had an online charity tournament for Aaron Martens, and I fished in that. And it was your 5 best fish over a period of time in inches. And I weighed in all smallmouth, and I think I came in 21st or 22nd out of everybody that was in that. There was quite a few people in there. And the 22nd place person happened to get a prize package from Realis. So I threw that one in there. So that's my jerkbait box. You guys are probably going, smallmouth guy, he sure doesn't have very many jerk baits. And I have to be honest with you, I don't throw jerk baits a ton. I know I don't throw them as much as I should. I'm definitely going to start working on that technique some more. So again, that's my jerkbait box. We got the Stunnas, and then we're going to fix those Rogues up. So let's throw this stuff aside. Not a lot of cleaning up to do on this one. All right, let's go to my round and football jig box. This one's a pretty straightforward box. Throw a lot of the more finessey stuff, and that's what this box is. So these are just my round ball jigs and finesse football head jigs. So I've got some of the Kitex in here. This is a 1/2 ounce in green pumpkin. I really like these. These are smallmouth candy. They work really well. Anyhow, that's that box. This is, like I said, this is more finesse-y type stuff, so it's a lot of my ball head stuff, and the footballs that are in here are more finesse, so not a ton of jigs in here for that. I just replenish this when I need them. It's, as you guys know, in your boat, these things can get pretty heavy. So again, here's a football jig, not a giant one. It's got a smaller hook on it. Again, this is more finesse ball and round jig. Not a lot of cleaning up to do on that one. That one just gets replenished. So you can probably tell from this box that I have a lot of chatterbaits, flipping jigs, swim jigs, and stuff like that. I'm just experimenting with this box. It's a Flambeau, and it's a case. It's not watertight. I think it's probably, I don't know if I'm going to keep using it for my chatterbaits and jigs, but I don't know. I'm going to give it a try. The thing that appealed to me is it has this tray in the top. And what my initial, whoops, hit the camera there. My initial thought is that I could keep my trailers in this top tray and have those all together with my jigs. And then I've got the deal in here. These are pretty much the trailers I use for the most part with this box. I've got the deal, Berkley deal in here. I've got some of those in here. I've got chigger bugs in 2 or 3 different colors. I keep it pretty simple on this stuff. It's watermelon or some form of watermelon, copper, orange type colors, and then a little bit of green pumpkin. So pretty straightforward. And then I've got a pretty good haul of Zaccos in here that I use different colors and stuff. I like using those on my chatterbaits. Nothing too crazy there. And then I also use the baby goat, Z-Man baby goat. I use that on as a trailer too. I use that on chatterbaits and swim jigs. This is the baby goat. I've got some bigger ones too, but nice compact little bait. I mean, you can use this by itself. I really like it for a trailer though, on my jigs, swim jigs and stuff like that. Again, Z-Man baits especially, keep those in the original package. So that's my trailers on top, and I just reload those as needed. And then the jig box, I don't know if we can get all this in the camera, but I keep my swim jigs up front, and then my jigs in the middle, and then my chatterbaits are in the back. So, and then some of my chatterbaits that I've got repeats of, like this one. This is the Bread Height Delight. I really like that color. I prefer the non-metallic blades, but to each his own on that. Most of my chatterbaits I try to get with a non-metallic blade. When I first started buying them, I do have some in here that have the chrome and the gold blades and stuff like that, and they have their time and place. But for a majority of the fishing I do up here, because our water, a lot of it's so clear, personally I just like the darker blades. So I keep those back here, any repeats, and then I keep the ones I use all the time up front. This is if not everything I have is jackhammers. I mean, not everybody can afford to pay $16 or $17 for a chatterbait. You can tell this one gets used pretty hard. This is Tackle Warehouses. They make this just for Tackle Warehouse. It's not as good component-wise as a jackhammer, but this is like $6.99. Catch the heck out of the smallmouth on this thing. You can see the skirt's pretty shot on it. They do have a banded skirt. It's not sewn in or wound in, wired on like on a jackhammer, but they do sell, replacement skirts, and you can see I keep those in here so I can just pop those on. The other thing I do is I make some custom skirts, and that's what's nice about the Tackle Warehouse chatterbait, is if I want to pop this green pumpkin off and put some kind of wild combination on there, I can do that. So chatterbaits are all back here. I don't really recommend leaving the trailers on like I do in here. With the Berkley power bait stuff, you're probably okay with it, but I don't recommend it with other stuff. And there's my dog barking upstairs, so don't mind her. This is something new I'm gonna try to do. pretty much going to go at 30 jigs, I think, moving forward on my purchase jigs. And I'm going to leave them in the bags and just write what they are on here. I didn't write the color on this one because it's obvious it's black and blue, but I'm putting the weight on there, what it is, and then I'm leaving them in the bags, I think. I'm going to try that. The reason I'm doing this is that when I run out of something, you don't always necessarily know what you run out of. So my thought is on this, if I have an empty bag in here, I'll know I need to order a 3/8 ounce swim jig from Dirty Jigs in the IU or AU, I'm not sure how you say that color. So this box gets used a lot, so it's pretty cleaned up and up to date. You can see I throw a ton of green pumpkin, green jigs. I do throw black and blue. That's what this reorder was, and that's what these are. So, I mean, this right here with leaving them in the bag, I can still get like 6 or 7 jigs in there. So this box is in pretty good shape. So guys, that's I guess that wasn't quite as much fun as some of the ones in the other videos, as older ones and stuff that I use. But that's the jig boxes and the jerkbait boxes. So stay tuned. More videos to come. We'll grab something off the shelf and we'll go through it again.